Okay, the final thing we're going to look at is doing readings for other people. Because this is basically, let's say, this is an intro course, that the readings you're going to be doing are going to be, friends and family, and they're going to be quite fun readings, but we still need to sort of cover this a little bit. Obviously, if I was doing the professional courses that I do in the workshop or something like that, we have to cover this in a lot of depth, but we still do have to touch on it here. The main reason being, I do readings for people and you still find yourself in a situation where you will deal the death card and the colour will just drain from people's faces. It's so, you have to, a lot of people who will maybe ask you for a reading, or you will do a reading for, mightn't have any sort of pre-existing knowledge of the cards or anything about tarot. And so obviously if you get something like the Hanged Man or the Death card come up, their reaction can be quite negative. As well as that, what you need to do is you need to try and make sure that people get something good from having the reading done. Basically you don't want to upset any of your friends and family is where we're going with this. So it's really about learning how to deliver the message that you're getting in the cards in such a way that gives them something useful to take away from the reading, even if it's not what they want to hear. Because I don't advocate lying to people about their readings. If something negative comes up or something that they don't want to hear, then unfortunately that's what's come up and that's what the reading's saying. And if you want to have any sort of integrity as a reader, you have to deliver that message as it comes up. But it's, like I say, it's about the way you deliver it. The other thing I would say is if you get up a series of cards that tell someone something they don't want to hear, or says, you'll often get things up where it says, your plans aren't going to go the way they want, or there's going to be a bit of a struggle, or for whatever reason the reading isn't coming across in a particularly positive light. If it really is literally just coming up with nothing for you to latch onto as the positive in there, what I would do at that point would do an additional 1 card reading. Do your spread and then do, right, we're going to do another card reading. And what I would do with that 1 card reading is say, how can this person that I'm reading for change this situation, or what long-term good is going to come out of this situation. Something like that, how can this person help themselves to avoid this situation? And look at it from that point of view. It's basically a case of, looking at the cards and wording it in such a way that they feel happy about it. There's different ways to say things, if you get, let's put one. I'm not going to ask this a question. I have nothing to add. I'm just going to randomly cut it and see what we get up. Not that that ever works. You always get something up. Okay, the Tower. We've got the Tower. Weird. Only thing going through my head. Show me something really negative. Okay, and we have the Tower come up inverted. The Tower coming up inverted means kind of things going wrong and it's your fault. This isn't something going wrong and you can blame something else. This is something's gone wrong and it's your fault. Now, you don't have to say it exactly that way to the person you're doing the reading for. One way of saying it would be, you don't anticipate a situation correctly and it causes misfortune. Is a slightly nicer way of saying it, or you don't appreciate the full circumstances, and you end up being to blame for something not going entirely to plan. Just be gentle with the way you deliver it. But then on the back of something like that, you would say, how was this, right? Say this came up, say someone was having a career reading. This came up, things aren't going to go to plan, and it's going to be because you didn't anticipate what was going to be expected of you, and that's why things aren't going very well. At that point I would go, right, well, we've got that up, but we'll do another 1 card reading and we'll just ask specifically, how can the person how can they turn it around? What can they do to fix this situation for themselves? Okay, we've got another inverted card coming up, which is the Peace card inverted. And it's, okay, basically what this is saying is there's a lack of harmony. So for me, and that really now, it's like, make an effort to get on with your co-workers. There's something unharmonious going on at work, you need to try and get on better together, try and build a closer relationship, because that's where the problem's coming from. And from that point on, you're not just saying, oh, something's going to go wrong. You're saying, well, things are going to go wrong, but here's what you can do to help the situation. And, you know, it's not about doing a reading and telling people what they want to hear. There's no point in that, but it's about making sure they take something away from it that's useful. Okay, so just points to bear in mind when you're doing that. As a final assignment, I would like you to do a reading for a friend. I would like you to do a 3-card reading. I would like you to say, you know, what cards came up, or what this reading was about, what they asked you about, what cards came up, what meaning you took from them initially, and how you worded that to your friend. It might be worth, if you've got a mobile phone with a voice recorder on, rather than trying to write it all down while you're doing the reading, record the reading and then sort of type it up later. But yeah, that's kind of what I would like to see. So just to see the contrast of how you're, not just how you're taking the meaning from the card, but also how you're delivering that to somebody else. And that will be your final assignment. So I hope you've enjoyed the course. And I hope you go on to do some more when I get some more up. We will do Tarot Part 2 at some point, which will be a much longer course. Sorry. Bye.